Straight ahead on the Drift, we meet a self-made boat builder whose passion, perseverance, and commitment to quality helped build a lasting legacy. Then, at the helm with BoatUS with a simple technique to take the stress out of docking when the wind and current have other plans. We'll also celebrate 60 years of BoatUS serving America's boaters and explore what's on the horizon for the next 60. Plus, our project boat gets a brand new rub rail, another big step in giving our classic Aquasport a new life. It's all straight ahead, this time on the Drift.
Hello and welcome to The Drift. I'm your host, Sierra Goodwill.
This time on Boat Build, we're aboard the NorthCoast 415 HT, meeting an amazing boat builder whose vision, commitment, and perseverance built a boating legacy from the ground up.
Joe, you have an incredible story. How did a guy decide to build a boat and end up building these in this company? That is amazing.
Yeah.
Tell me your story.
I tell you my story. I came to this country in 1973, and I was a farmer in the oil country. It's people amazes because how do you become a boat builder from a farmer? So I came in 73 and I worked for a carpet company not for long, and the carpet company was close to the water. So every time I see a boat go by, I say, I gotta get to the boat.
Yeah.
So, and my father, first job was at Pearson Yachts in Portsmouth, and he was working over there, and one day I said, Dad, bring me an application. He brought me an application and I went work there. That's where I start. So now they put me in the tooling department, was building the molds.
Right.
So all that comes from a blueprint, and you have to lay it off and all that.
Long way away from farming.
Long way, totally different, totally different. Well, what I did, I put that on my head and I started bringing the blueprints home. And that's how I studying the blueprint.
Amazing.
I never went to school. My school was at night school to learn how to speak English. That's the only school I had. And I started bringing them home, and my father used to say, you gotta go to bed, you gotta work next morning. And I started, and that's how I became a boat builder.
What was the first boat that you built?
The first boat I built was the 18 skiff.
Sure.
So that's how I started. Then I built the 23, then we built the 26, then we came out with the 28, then the 31. So and we come out with the 41, which is the overall 46 with the engines.
Beautiful. Your flagship, which is an incredible boat.
NorthCoast Boats, built by a self-made boat builder whose passion and perseverance built one of the most respected names in boating.
That right there is quality craftsmanship and amazing attention to detail. Love it. You can find the full boat build series at driftsociably.com and at driftsociably on social media. Like, follow, share, subscribe, and drift sociably with us.
And now you can get the Drift anytime on our social platforms at Drift Sociably, on the web at driftsociably.com, and catch full episodes on our YouTube channel at Drift Sociably. Catch the Drift in long form with the Drift podcast, available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you catch your favorite podcast. Like, follow, share, subscribe, and drift sociably with the Drift, the social place for boaters.
Straight ahead, docking in the wind and current doesn't have to be stressful. Then we're celebrating 60 years of BoatUS, looking back at 6 decades of making boating better.
The Drift is brought to you by BoatUS, Sociable, and Subaru of New England. At the Helm is brought to you by BoatUS. Better boating starts here.
Welcome back to the social place for boating, The Drift. And now we're at the helm with BoatUS.
We've all been there, trying to get to the dock, but the wind and current have other plans. Here's a simple technique that'll save the stress and have you sliding in like a cool captain.
I need to get fuel today, but the wind and the current are really strong, making it harder to get to the fuel dock. I'm going to show you a technique called ferrying, which is going to allow you to easily slide to the dock when the wind or the current are strong. We're going to talk about the ferrying maneuver. Ferrying is a lateral slide. It's a technique to bring your boat side to a dock when the wind or the current are very strong. It's a very popular maneuver for fishermen, especially if they're fishing at the base of a bridge or a structure. It allows them to slide their boat back and forth in the same area while they're casting. It's also very popular with whitewater rafters and kayakers. They can keep their raft stationary in the river, or they can slide back and forth. The goal is to not go forward or backwards, but to stay stationary and just do a lateral slide. In order to ferry, one of the first things that I'm going to do is assess where the wind or the current's coming from. There's a couple different ways you can do this. You can look at flags or pilings. You can also put your boat in neutral and see which way it's pushing the boat. The boat will drift with the wind or the current. Generally, ferrying is most effective when the wind is 12 knots or greater. Now that I'm ready to get to the dock, I'm going to pick where on the dock I want to end up. I'm going to head towards the BoatUS flag over here. I'm going to position the bow of the boat 45 to 60 degrees off of the current. The goal is to keep the boat stationary so I have a lateral slide. As the wind and current push the boat down, I'm going to adjust the throttle forward just with small little adjustments. I'm keeping one hand on the wheel and one hand on the throttle. I'm countering as the wind and the current push me. I'm countering it with just the right amount of throttle. Today I'm ferrying using just a single engine outboard, but this maneuver is also applicable if you have a boat with twin engines. Most of the time, if you've got twin engines, you're gonna be using the outside engine, just tapping that outside throttle, the one farther from the dock, into gear, back into neutral, as you need. Usually, if the wind or the current are not super strong, using both throttles can overpower it, so it can make you go forward instead of creating that lateral slide that we're really looking to get in the ferrying move. So when you're ferrying side to the dock, the closer that you get to the dock, you want to begin to slow down that ferrying maneuver. The way that you do that is decreasing the angle of the bow to the wind or the current. So if we're at 45 to 60, we want to come back to 20 and maybe 15. When you're about one boat length away, you want to put the bow of that boat back into the wind or the current, and that's really going to stop that slide and allow you to gently glide in alongside.
Better boating starts with BoatUS. Visit BoatUS.com for more helpful boating tips.
Straight ahead, our old Aquasport is getting a brand new rub rail, and we'll show you how to tackle the upgrade. Then we'll drift above Point Judith Light, a shining example of Rhode Island's rich maritime heritage. On the Drift, the social place for boaters.
BoatUS has been looking after the interests of recreational boaters for over 55 years. Our goal? To make boating better, safer, and worry-free. From coast to coast and over 600 towboats strong, the BoatUS fleet is the nation's largest. So when you need help on the water, you're not alone. For a day of worry-free boating, take us with you by downloading the BoatUS app to get a tow or check weather and tides. Better boating starts here. Join today.
Hey drifters, now there's a place where the drift is always on. Check out our YouTube page at Drift Sociably. Find full episodes and your favorite drift features. That's Drift Sociably on YouTube, the social place for boaters. And be sure to drop anchor on that subscribe button for us. Get the drift?
And now it's time for From the Cast, always an informative slice from the popular The Drift podcasts.
This time, John explores the remarkable story behind BoatUS and the values that have kept them strong for 60 years.
We are joined by David Kennedy of BoatUS. And David, let's have a party. This is an anniversary, is it not?
It is. This is BoatUS's 60th anniversary, and we're celebrating that all year long with our members and all the work that we've been able to do over the last 60 years, and certainly for the next 60, if not beyond.
So how did BoatUS get started those 60 years ago? It doesn't seem like 60, but I guess it is, right? How did it get started those 60 years ago?
It is. Well, I think like all good superheroes, there's an origin story. And the story went that our founder, Richard Schwartz, was someone here in DC, and he went out with some friends on their new boat. And they got a ticket from the Coast Guard for not having a required piece of equipment on this new boat. Well, he was a little surprised at that, saying, that shouldn't be, if you've bought a new boat, then it should have the right equipment on it. And they said, well, that's just what it is. And he said, well, this is the kind of thing your association should advocate for. And they said, well, there really isn't one. And Richard thought about that and went back and started BoatUS to be the boater's voice on Capitol Hill and beyond.
Now, that's back in the day when the Coast Guard not only wrote more tickets, but the Coast Guard towed. And then the Coast Guard stopped playing in that game. They stopped towing, and along came Towboat US, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. And this all kind of goes to the mid-1980s, when there was some reorganization done of the government, and they decided that they were no longer going to be in the business of non-emergency rescue of craft, where they'll come get you, they wouldn't come get your boat. And as I understand it at the time, BoatUS, opposed that. They thought Coast Guard soon, but when that became what was happening, they pivoted and helped create the largest network of on-water assistance vessels out there. I think we have over 600 vessels and more than 300 ports. So pretty much anywhere a boater is, one of our towboat folks are going to be there to help them.
So let's talk about where boating has gone in the last 60 years. What are some of the changes that you've seen in boating?
Well, I think obviously boating has become just more and more popular, and certainly with COVID, we saw a whole new contingent of folks coming out on the water. And so it really has been a great growth in the opportunities and the different ways that you can go out and enjoy the water. And then the other good news is boating has become much safer as we've gone over time. And BoatUS will take credit for part of that. There was something called the 1971 Boating Safety Act that BoatUS was key part of, and really started implementing a lot of the safety regimes and the things that you see now that we all just sort of take for granted. Well, that came out of the work that was done by BoatUS and others in the boating industry to really make this a family-friendly, safe, fun activity.
We've seen, as you said, the surge in boating due to COVID. We've seen a lot of people on the water who certainly could use the information provided to boaters on the BoatUS.org and through the BoatUS Foundation. Talk about what new boaters can gain from accessing all of those services and tools that are on your platforms.
So the BoatUS Foundation has the largest free online course that folks can come to and meet an education requirement. And frankly, to BoatUS members, we may put out a call to you to get in touch with your policymakers and legislatures to make sure that they have the BoatUS course available to them. And so that's BoatUS.org. And then we also have a great BoatUS magazine that covers all kinds of topics, comes out about 6 times a year, and that's one of the benefits of BoatUS membership.
And we don't leave the dock without making sure our BoatUS app is on that device and ready to go, right? It's phenomenal.
Absolutely. It's great. It's got good storm information, tides, very handy one to have. And again, makes getting a tow super easy. You hit the button, it sends you your position, and they can generally get right to you.
David Kennedy, thanks to you and your team and for what BoatUS has done for the past 60 years, and we look forward to what's ahead for the next 60 years.
Thank you, John, and thank you, BoatUS members, and if you're not, please join.
Remember to follow the Drift podcast at driftsociably.com and wherever you listen to podcasts.
Straight ahead, standing watch over Rhode Island's rugged coastline, will drift above Point Judith Light.
Drift Above is brought to you by Subaru of New England.
It's time for Drift Above. It's when our talented drone pilots take you high above for amazing views of the lakes, waterways, oceans, wildlife, and seashores that we so enjoy.
Some landmarks simply guide mariners. Others become part of who they are. Standing watch over the entrance to Rhode Island's busiest fishing port, Point Judith Lighthouse has been doing just that for generations. For so many, lighthouses are more than navigational aids. They're symbols of hope, resilience, and the promise that no matter how far you've traveled, there's always a place to return. It's easy to appreciate why this iconic beacon has earned its place among New England's most treasured maritime landmarks as we drift above Point Judith Lighthouse.
Simply amazing. Drift above more of our amazing coast at driftsociably.com and at driftsociably on social media.
Our project boat is back with our friends at Full Keel Marine for a brand new taco rub rail. Boat outfitters sent it ready to install, so John and his team are working to put those docking dings behind us.
Now, is this a do-it-yourself project?
It is, you know, in most cases, yes, John. And I think through this segment, we're going to show you the ins and outs.
I mean, it's packaged like you could grab it right off the shelf, right?
It is, and in fact, they are on the shelves, you know.
All right, let's see what we brought.
Okay, buddy.
We've got a 25-footer.
Yes.
As usual, Boat Outfitters sends us everything we need right here in this nice kit. Taco Marine sends this ready to go, which is quite amazing, right?
Absolutely. Sure does. What this kit is, it's a semi-flexible rub rail. It's in two pieces, and we've got the more rigid portion at the base, which is the white. As you'll see, we'll be replacing exactly what Zach over here is taking off.
So we went for the white with this really cool chrome insert, right?
Yeah, with the white with the chrome insert. What's nice about this is you get that nice chrome finish, and you don't have all the screwing to do through the rub rail like the older products used to.
So this caps over the white rub rail. The
Absolutely.
white rub rail has the screws.
Yep, and this is going to cap over. Once that new white rub rail is mounted, it's going to fill right in, and you're going to see all chrome.
Again, I don't know that our old Aquasport is worthy, man. There's a lot of chrome, there's a lot of bright, there's a lot of white.
A lot of chrome, a lot of bright, a lot of white, but what we find in our business is there's a lot of people that would rather, love the boat than list it and keep it. And, a lot of times that makes real economical sense. This is a 60-foot kit, so we measured out about 27 foot overall per side of rub rail, so we fit right in the margin.
And I normally would give this a go in the driveway, but since the old Aquasport is here at Full Keel Marine, I'd rather have your guys take a look at it.
Absolutely, we'd love to show you how to do it.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
So John, how do we get this shape? It doesn't come molded like that,
Certainly
right?
doesn't. No, and that's a great question. Back in the day, this came in sections. So you can see here, we're hitting the end of the port stern section.
Got a
so,
cut right there.
Yep, and so what I recommend in the DIY world is certainly to preserve this piece so you can get a really good measurement and some shape contour of what that curve is going to be like. So we're just about at the end here pulling this piece. And we're just going to...
If at any point you want me to bring this to my driveway and pick up this project, I'm capable,
Absolutely.
But at this point, since it's here, we'll let you do it.
Hey, we're happy to do it.
So John, look at this chrome, baby.
Yeah, nice, isn't it?
It's one of the end caps, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
This is solid stuff.
That's nice, and it's going to finish us off on the stern. Once we get our end spot on the stern piece, that's going to cap it, make it real tidy, and it's going to look great.
And then we've got this cool little light accessory.
So this is a rub rail inserted LED navigation light. Once the rub rail is done, we're going to crop out a piece of the actual insert, and this is going to lay in, and really what it's going to be is looking like that with the light behind it, and that's going to give us our navigation lights for the bow. We'll finish that off, and then you'll be navigating through your rub rail.
John, look at that. I mean, that is some heavy duty rubber.
Sure is, sure is. Yep, kind of brings us back to our conversation about getting this heated up a bit for pliability on the install. There's no way you can put it on like that.
I couldn't be in the driveway.
No.
Trying to get that on the boat with my wife's hairdryer.
That's it. No way.
All right,
no
so
way.
what happens here?
Yeah, so we're now at the point the entire rub rail has been removed around the whole boat. We're going to lay a bead of sealant across the lower edge just to give us a little more water tightness on the hull to deck joint. And then we're going to, on final install with the rub rail, once we start going on, we will be adding our final layer of sealant for the new holes. And that's the trick.
Well, as usual, you and the team here at Full Keel Marine doing it the right way.
That's it.
And making it so we can take our old Aquasport and bump a piling or two again. I promise I won't do that.
That's it. Rubbing is racing, as they say, right?
Rubbing is racing. Love it.
Thanks to our friends at Boat Outfitters for helping us transform our project boat one upgrade at a time, delivering quality custom hatches, storage, and accessories. Our trusted partner in bringing our project boat back better than ever.
You can find the full boat build series at driftsociably.com and at driftsociably on social media. Like, follow, share, subscribe, and drift sociably with us. Hey drifters, we'll catch you next time, and as always, thanks for joining us at the social place for boating, The Drift. For more content like this, like, follow, share, and subscribe to The Drift at Drift Sociably, and go visit us at driftsociably.com. For all of us here at The Drift, I'm Sierra Goodwill. Drift Sociably. Get the drift?
The Drift is brought to you by BoatUS, Sociable, and Subaru of New England.